Previously on Sister Wives.
So it doesn't take long for the mood of the date to sour. We again roll into the topic of jealousy. Mary asks Kody a rhetorical question, which is essentially, if the roles are reversed, how would he feel? At this point, you said, where is Mary going with this conversation?
Kody, don't you think having more than one wife is unfair?
Of course not. It's holy and natural to God and nature.
Well, how would you feel if I had another husband?
That would be like my penis indirectly touching another penis. That would be so gross and gay. Why would you ask me that?
Since you are adding Robyn to the family, to keep things even, the wives have asked Josh to join the family.
What? Who?
Hey, I'm Josh. In 7.5 weeks, Kody won't be the big daddy anymore.
Josh is a Diesel Jeans model. He's great with kids.
I'm currently in school to get my bachelor's in child development. Give me a sec. Let me fix my hair. I have a medical condition that makes my hair super long and thick.
I'm gonna go crying, Alexis.
I'm gonna meet some dude online and fall in love and want to leave my family.
The first 20 years, I don't know, are not going to be really great. And if they are great, then somebody's lying.
I mean, having favorites is not okay. If you want a successful family, you don't have favorites.
I am not married to 3 other women.
Respect should be multiplied, not divided.
Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Angie, this is my husband Tim, and we are recapping from that quadruple structure that the 3 wives and Kody were dancing under, because I think Janelle decided to opt out of this nonsense.
The Browns can't go anywhere without embarrassing themselves.
For announcements, for those of you who have not been on any social media app, you might find it a surprise that they dropped a trailer for season 19. It looks very dramatic, but then again, they do that for every one of these promos, and then we end up sitting through hours and hours of the same old, what are we gonna do for the holidays? And what are the plans for Coyote Pass?
We all know why it's awkward to even do... How many seasons is it now?
19?
19 seasons?
Well, we haven't done 19 seasons.
No, that's not what I mean. That's how many seasons the show's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like about 17 and a half seasons too many.
They should have been canceled after 2 seasons.
1.5.
What's the half?
I don't know. Just, they found out that people kept falling asleep while watching the show, and they just had to axe it. Just axe it. Replace it with, I don't know, maybe a show about Mount Everest Sherpas, or...
There might be a show about that. So anyways, I've been thinking about how I want to approach season 19. This time around, I just don't have enough time to do a weekly cartoon. They're taking longer and longer to do, and I don't want to fudge with my job schedule again. I'm thinking of making the recap obviously a weekly thing, but the animation will be bi-weekly, so every other week. That's sustainable for now.
You guys are going to get what you get, and you're going to like it.
I still think our recaps are funny enough for them to stand alone on their own.
Either way, it's not worth all of your time to make it happen.
So that's it for announcements. So let's get into the episode. Sister Wives Season 1, Episode 6. A Fourth Wife to Be. So the episode begins at Robyn's rental. Kody is clearly there, eating some celery on the counter, whilst Dayton is browsing a car catalog. Robyn is antsy to get married right now. saying that the 7-month engagement is taxing on her.
That's extremely long for...
A fundamentalist courtship?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I think they're 1 to 3 months.
I wonder why they went so long. Filming?
Yes, filming. I'll get into that. As Robyn says this on the couch, the OG3 look as if they're giving her the stink eye. Christine's thinking, girl, you need to be patient. You're already being treated like a wife in terms of rotation.
Mm-hmm.
We get into that very topic. Mary says Robyn coming into the family has shifted the way Kody works. There have been disputes on whether this fiancé should have an official day in the rotation. Christine is a hard no, who feels it inappropriate to not just be kissing before marriage, but to also spend the night at said fiancé's house.
Yeah, that checks out with the stuff they believe.
I don't know if Kody was, again, sleeping at her house or if he booked a hotel.
Unlikely.
Why?
Because it inconveniences him. And that's a no-go for the Kody, for the codester.
Why, they wouldn't spend a little more to be chaste? No.
No. If that was the case, somebody would have said it.
Or they're just, again, lying by omission.
Yeah.
So, what I'm guessing is that Christine wanted something along the lines of 2 cycles of the rotation. So, it would be Mary, Janelle, Christine, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and then Robyn. That is the most generous of the, I guess, fiancé rotation I can think of. Because that would mean Robyn only sees Kody once a week instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that's why you guys needed a long courtship in order to get those days in.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise, Robyn adamantly disagrees with Christine's outlook due to the long courtship. In their book, I think they mentioned that the long courtship had to do with TLC filming them. Polygamist marriages are typically done very privately. They could have had a wedding without the cameras, but that's the trade-off, Robyn. You get paid $25,000 to $50,000 an episode to have your family events documented and wait, or you just marry one of the tens and tens of suitors you claimed were asking your father to date you, and you'd possibly have to work a regular job because you're not a D-list celebrity.
She wanted that Kody D.
Yeah, she wants her cake and to eat it too. We'll get to some cake.
Also another instance of having it and eating it too as well.
Oh, we'll get to that. Robyn continues, saying that she and her kids absolutely needed those days to bond with Kody. Mary tries to toe the line of not invoking Robyn's wrath and her religion's courtship etiquette. She says, I empathize with that, but Christine is also valid. There are certain things. Robyn angrily cuts her off, saying, yeah? Like what? What's the thing? Mary doesn't have an explanation other than to say, the wedding, that's the thing.
Yeah, we're seeing Robyn's mask slip here. It's really disturbing.
It's very interesting to watch Robyn in this episode because this Robyn, the one without the mask, is how she pretty much is for the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Robyn gives a sarcastic non-apology. She goes, no, it's okay. I get it. It's just really hard for me. I moved my entire life, pulled my kids out of school, changed jobs, school, life, everything to be here close to the family, but I'm not allowed this time with him. This is irritating because Robyn says, I changed jobs. Girl, you went from possibly working a minimum wage receptionist job or at a nursing home as per McKelty's Patreon to getting such an insane amount of money for just existing. You don't even have to pay the bills anymore. You just put it on the counter and wait for Janelle or Kody to handle it. The sacrifices I could see that she was talking about was what happened to her kids being uprooted. Because I do admit, having her kids change schools when they moved to Lehigh and then change schools again when they haphazardly moved to Vegas is traumatic for children, but I can't sympathize with Robyn herself.
I doubt Robyn really cared that much about her children in this instance. Under that much money?
Because, again, like, she has a thing, as we learned in more recent seasons. As Kody says, she makes them compliant to Kody at the sacrifice of their own mental health. Mental health being their relationship with their siblings.
Yeah, she's here for the money. At the very least, she's getting a lot of financial compensation for being here. So she should really tone down the...
Yes. Anyways, back to the couch. Mary puts Robyn in her place, saying that she can see those sacrifices being made. But Robyn needs to keep in mind that all of these adults and children are dealing with the upheaval in their own way. Throughout all of this, Janelle actually agrees with Robyn, saying that being a fiancé is the same level of commitment as a wife, so she doesn't have an issue with this. So, Kody and Mary were engaged to a second woman before Janelle came into the family, and that clearly fell through. So I disagree with Janelle and Robyn because I feel that there are certain arbitrary lines that you need to stay within, or else what's the point of being a spiritual wife?
Yeah, the only reason they're doing any of this polygamy nonsense is because of a religious mandate. And I highly doubt that their extremely particular religion is going to say something to the effect of, oh, dude, just boner, they're the same. That's highly unlikely.
Well, we still don't know if they had premarital sex. I'm annoyed about this because in season 16, there was this scene where Janelle and Kody were discussing what Gabriel should do about social distancing.
What do you think of Gabriel's girlfriend moving in for a couple of weeks?
So, I'm not answering that question. If I answer the negative, then I'm restricting them from being around each other. If I answer the positive, then I'm contradicting my religious views. And you know what? The whole freaking family's just thrown those out the window.
She has her own apartment. She's not moving in, but for the 2 weeks or whatever before Christmas, because she's going to be here over the break. She's got a job.
Blah, 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 blah. Just vomit more bullshit. Vomit more bullshit. God, I'm just sick of it.
It annoys me because Kody also was staying with someone he wasn't married to, yet he's...
A hypocritical bastard?
Yes, and he was trying to make Janelle or his sons feel bad for the very thing that he did.
To be clear, I don't care if Robyn and Kody had premarital...
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Don't care.
We care that they're being hypocrites.
Yes, they're being incredible hypocrites every opportunity. It's impressive just how consistently hypocritical they can be.
Back to the episode. The Browns are trying to erratically throw a reception together on 5 weeks' notice. On the docket today are cake testings, flowers to buy, dress shopping, and several venues to look into.
That's too much for one day.
Yeah, they might have spaced this out over
good. That would
a
have been
couple of days.
So irresponsible.
Because typically I always think that if you want to book a venue on a couple weeks' notice, I think they'd get mad at you.
Yeah, they would say, yeah, you could rent the parking lot.
And she got married in, was it June or May? Either way, that's
no idea.
wedding season, right?
I mean, yeah.
Or was it May? It doesn't matter. Okay. Robyn goes over to each of the wives' house to gather up the crew. We see Christine handing her newborn over to one of her older daughters. Robyn explains why her future sister wives are tagging along. She doesn't want them to be on the sidelines while she's the center of attention. So she decided to include them. The first stop is Flowers on Main Flower Boutique.
If that's a pun, I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. I keep thinking horny on Main. But that doesn't make any sense. Maybe they're on Main Street. That's the only thing I could think of.
I know someone else who named something and didn't realize that that had an adult connotation.
They're on Main Street.
Okay.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Robyn conveys to the owner what she's looking for. The owner then assumes that the OG3 are either sisters, bridesmaids, or moms. And I thought, that's kind of offensive for you as a business owner to assume.
Was it their mothers?
Yes, because they didn't look that much older than Robyn. At max, like a decade, or... I think it's just good business practice to just say they're friends or whatever.
Yeah. It's probably pretty normal for groups of women to plan this kind of thing together. So I think it's strange that the Browns assume that everybody's looking at them funny. If I was selling flowers at this shop, I would not have even batted an eye at these people. I would have been, oh, okay, yeah, flowers.
But then again, camera crew is here. There's something up.
What I don't get is she is obviously saying that they are none of those things. Also, they are not bridesmaids, but doesn't say what they actually are.
Yeah, she doesn't say these are my future sister wives. Again, because they don't want to give away spoilers and then have the media say that they're going to do a polygamy show and then they have to, be run out of Utah sooner.
They're in Lehigh. Everyone's just going to assume that if they're none of those things, oh, they're just polygamists.
Yes.
You see polygamists a lot here in Utah, and people generally don't care.
The most that you would think that they're a spectacle is if, again, they're wearing the prairie dress, the big hair, and even then, I'm like, oh, that's to be expected.
Or there is a parade of small children wearing misfitting clothes that travel after them. It's pretty obvious, but you just ignore it at some point.
So back to the boutique. The four ladies sit down and peruse over the catalog. Instead of picking a specific flower, Robyn insists that her sister wives choose a sort they will like, as long as it fits the color scheme. Christine opts for a wrist corsage instead of the traditional bouquet. This is due to the fact that she'd have to care for her newborn, so she wants to be hands-free. Mary is over the moon. Robyn decided to include all of them in this endeavor. The first wife made doubly sure to not be her usual persnickety self during the experience. She goes, just because I'm the first wife doesn't mean I call the shots. I like to think that I do, but I don't. This is funny for Mary to imply that she's usually very nitpicky. She's saying her tastes are more refined, because in the end, Mary ends up choosing a neck/shoulder corsage. So what's her excuse? Is she also planning on holding a baby the entire time?
I don't know. I thought it was a strange choice.
Yeah. The florist makes sure that she has gotten the color scheme right and pencils that on her clipboard. The color scheme is brown, by the way, which I like brown. I like brown as knitted clothing, maybe as an accent, but...
It's too muted.
Yeah.
It's the color of burlap sacks.
Which I think in the dress fitting, we see Mary say to Christine as she's trying on this very long princessy dress that doesn't look good on her. And Mary was right. Christine looked like she was in a sack. Very similar to the commitment ceremony princess dress. I don't know why Christine likes those so much.
I have no idea.
This reminded me when I was going to the Mormon church. There was this couple, and the girl's last name was Green, and the guy's last name was Black. And so they made their color scheme green and black, which worked because their wedding was also around Halloween.
Maybe if they were...
Slytherin?
Yeah, Slytherin, or maybe...
oh, wait, Slytherin is green and silver? I don't know.
Close enough. Or maybe...
Oh, no, that's Ravenclaw, is silver and blue. No, it don't matter.
Maybe it's Tim Burton themed or something.
She might have been like that. Anyways.
I mean, maybe. If that's what they were going for, then more power to them.
The next task the Browns head off to is a local bakery. Robyn opens up the segment, saying they're going to go cake testing. She goes, we had Kody come along. We knew he would have a pretty strong opinion about it. And it was his wedding cake, so he came. It's humorous because in this instance, she's trying to justify why Kody is with them as opposed to the flowers. He has strong opinions on his own cake, but as we'll find out later, he has strong opinions on other things that he tagged along to. But Robyn's trying to pretend that him going alongside them is an exceptional occurrence.
Robyn's walking a tightrope in this episode. She's trying to involve the rest of the wives in a way that makes them feel validated. And I think that that's impressive, but...
I think she lost endurance for that when she realized that that's an impossibility.
Yeah, I'll get to it when we get to the dress and the Kody revelation bit, because I think that's an important factor of why Robyn just gave up.
So continuing on. One of the employees comes out with an assortment of cake flavors. I thought the slices she brought out were pretty big, but then again, there's 5 adults here, so the portions were probably appropriate.
I felt that this was very unlikely to be the way they usually do things, because the samples weren't cuts of a sheet cake. They were miniature cakes. You could tell that they knew that a TV crew was coming, and they thought to themselves, well, we better make the best looking samples in the world. And yeah, so it seemed fake.
Because I remember watching Maddie's cake testing, and I think the cake sizes were each this small, but then again, it was the parents and then Maddie and Caleb. So I think if you combine those all together, they might have been the size of what they were in this episode. I don't know. We've never been to a cake testing. I just said, I want this flavor.
Because unlike Kody, I was not invested in the flavor of a cake. If she wanted it, she could have it.
And we also couldn't taste it because the baker was your aunt, and she lives in a different state from either of us. You were in Idaho at the time. I was in California. Our wedding was in Utah. So we wouldn't have been able to taste a cake.
Regardless.
Everyone is eating these samples, and Mary goes, I don't think we're sitting there announcing polygamist. Robyn makes a joke saying unless all 4 of them kiss him simultaneously.
I still don't think that the Browns look out of place doing any of the things they do.
Yeah, they just seem very friendly, at least when Kody's there.
I would never have guessed that they were polygamists when they walk around. But they assume everybody is constantly looking at them and going, oh, they're polygamists. Nobody cares enough to come up with theories about what your whole deal is. I would never jump to polygamist, again, unless they're wearing the whole outfits thing.
Anyways, it is now judgment time. 2 flavors will be chosen. They decide to vote with their eyes closed, whilst Olivia tallies the results. As soon as everyone closes their eyes, Kody does his usual erratic dance, where he shakes his butt to an imaginary song.
He's very entertained by himself. He really thinks that he's God's gift to the world.
Yeah, because
has this overinflated sense of importance and his own charisma.
having 3 women compete over you probably does something bad to your ego. Just saying. The results are as follows. Mary and Janelle liked the carrot with cream cheese filling. Kody and Robyn voted for the white cake with strawberry filling. And Christine was the only one that liked the almond. As Christine raises her hand, Kody says that if he had a second vote, that would have been his pick. Mary disagrees, saying that if she had a last vote, she wouldn't pick that flavor. I thought that was rude of Mary. The woman who makes these flavors is standing right in front of her. And I took this personally because our wedding cake was white cake with almond filling. So that was obnoxious to hear.
I mean, people can want what they want. These people are all obnoxious, though, yes.
The winning flavor is the one Kody and Robyn chose due to Kody raising 2 of his arms during the blind vote. Mary accuses Robyn of purposely picking Kody's favorite flavor, which of course upsets the pick-me wife. Fiancé. To be fair, Robyn raised her hand before Kody said he wanted her to vote for it. However, we know at this point, Kody is her best customer. It wouldn't shock me that she would cater her choices based on what Kody likes even this early on.
Yeah.
She designated a garage and an office in her house for him. Marty's here. Janelle explains that, at least for their family, it's not a situation where it's the wives against Kody. It's a dynamic of 5 people. Robyn chimes in saying that they are a democracy. Unless when it's not, because that's when Robyn will force Kody to move the entire family to Flagstaff for the sake of 1 child. There are so many examples when it's not a democracy. The wives don't get to veto other women joining the family. Where did you get that, Robyn? Polygamy is a monarchy, and later a dictatorship, where the only thing that matters is loyalty.
Robyn is the least familiar with even how polygamy works, so she talks too much.
Yeah, we don't need Robyn to explain polygamy to anyone. They go to the first and only venue on the schedule, Hidden Meadows. This place was one of the few locations available on 5 weeks' notice.
That seems...
Robyn imparts to the owner that she is anticipating 200 guests for the reception. Janelle then says something funny. She declares her intense hatred for receptions due to them being horrible, stiff, and boring. You sit at a table, you eat a little bit of food, you go home. She's describing what will be her job for the next 14 years. You sit at a table at Salsa Brava, you eat a little bit of food, and then you go home. It's a sweet gig.
I agree with that sentiment when it comes to wedding receptions, however.
Yeah, I personally like going to receptions. When I was still Mormon, I attended a young singles adult ward, which is a section of the Mormon Church designated for unmarried people ages 18 to 29 to worship together.
And be eventually forced into marriage.
I met you there.
Yes, I know.
wasn't forced to marry you.
No, I know. I don't know how I got you.
And I was attending one for 7-ish years, and there was a lot of receptions, and I liked going to them. There's free food, you take a bunch of pictures, you tag people on Facebook, and people appreciate the pics. Sorry, tangent. Back to Hidden Meadows. Despite her detestation for receptions, Janelle actually likes this venue because it is outdoors. And Janelle, as we have learned, likes the outdoors. Maddie's wedding was also outdoors, and I remember Janelle wanted to go fishing before the ceremony, and that really angered Maddie.
Yeah, it would anger me too.
Yeah, I'm like, can't you just focus on what's happening?
I mean, it's not like she has a real job. She can go fishing whenever she wants.
Her real job is, was she in Plexus back then? Or was it like another MLM? I don't know.
Yeah, but you can MLM anywhere.
It's a work from home kind of situation.
She never has to leave the boat. She just needs to find a fishing-based MLM. Never has to get out of the boat.
I'm surprised she got an RV and not a boat. Or maybe she just thinks she can just fish at a lake.
I thought you were going to say that she thought that she could just drive the RV into the lake, and that it will also be a boat.
Amphibious RV.
Amphibious RV.
I'm pretty sure those exist.
Yeah, there's got to be a market for that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get going.
For the first time, we see pics from Christine and Kody's wedding day. The third wife comments on the disparity between the one she had and the one Robyn is getting. Christine believed a plural marriage should be a private affair. She opted out of a reception entirely. In its stead was a small family dinner. Janelle acknowledges the divergence. She too had a private and small wedding due to most of her relatives disapproving of her choices. Christine tries to lighten the mood up, saying that this occasion is special now because she and Janelle can live vicariously through Robyn. And obviously later, Janelle lives vicariously through Christine because we saw Christine's dream wedding.
This whole wedding thing must be a real mind frag for the other sister wives.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why they just don't have them. They just have private family dinners.
Mm-hmm. For this exact reason.
Mm-hmm. It's in your face so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
By the way, I was watching a look back of this episode where Robyn explains why she wanted all of the wives to be involved in her wedding in some capacity, since I guess in her church she heard so many sad accounts from polygamist women feeling left out of their new sister wife's celebration.
I'd heard so many other stories of women feeling excluded at their own husband's marriage to another woman, and if we were going to have a big celebration, it was going to be about everyone. Everybody had their input. Janelle picked the location. We all picked our flowers. I made sure every single wife had a song that was their song with Kody to dance to.
This made me think Robyn and Kody's wedding day was, in a way, sort of tainted by the OG3. Mary, Janelle, and Christine had some involvement, whether that be the flowers, the songs, the pictures. Robyn and Kody have a tendency to rewrite history. So, do you think Kody is going to pitch to TLC for season 20 that there'll be another recommitment ceremony, but just Rob and Kody and their 5?
Kody probably believes that people want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't.
Because we've seen him do this before. The male Claudia ring represented him in his 4 marriages. He replaced that with matching horse bands for him and Robyn. I wouldn't be shocked if he wanted some sort of wedding redo, and that'll be the true finale of the show. They might not have a recommitment ceremony because Kody and Robyn refuse to showcase anything that goes on between the two of them.
Which is shocking. They have a reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
They should be under contract
To showcase every date.
in a real-esque way. That's the definition of a reality TV show.
I mean, in the trailer, we saw them horseback riding. And I think someone had cameras of Robyn and Kody and their children dressed up in pastel clothes going to a fancy restaurant. And there was a camera crew that was watching them walk out. So, again, I think they're going back to these kinds of slice of life events, like in the earlier seasons.
It would totally change the interactions, though, because in this first season, they go up to every random person at the Jamba Juice and they say, hey, what do you think about us having lots of wives? And the guy doesn't care and says, oh, I guess that's kind of effed up. But now it's Kody going up to people and saying, hey, what do you think about me not having any other wives? And they'll just be confused.
Yeah, because most people are monogamist, so there's no reason to interview every person they interact with. What do you think of polygamy?
Wait, what? Who are you? Can you please get out of the lines?
Back to the episode. They all go inside a building to discuss the catering options. The owner, for some reason, doesn't have enough menus for all 5 of them. The wives crack a joke, saying they're used to sharing. Mary takes it a step further, casually remarking, oh, you don't know how much we share. You can tell she's still hyped up from the cake testing.
We share Kody intimately. One lady's just thinking to herself, okay, sure. Why not?
And the wives touch on it in the episode where they think at this point the owner has received all of the signs that they are in fact polygamist.
Polygamist money is just as green as anybody else's money. Mm-hmm. That's how you run a business.
Janelle starts to bring up some of her anxieties about how uninhibited some of her sister wives act in regards to letting it slip that they're polygamist. Christine, Mary, and Robyn affirm that they don't share this concern. Robyn says he could just be our gay friend for all they know.
I would believe it.
Kody is a self-proclaimed metrosexual, or at least his high school buddies thought he was gay.
If somebody told me, hey, did you know he actually secretly is? I would say yes. I believe that. Absolutely.
As far as we know, he isn't, but...
Wouldn't be surprised.
We arrive to the last segment of the episode. The sister wives go dress shopping. It starts out pretty normal. The owner, Celeste, comes up to greet them. Unlike the florist, she just assumes the OG3 are bridesmaids, not the mother of the bride.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. Either way, Robyn denies Celeste's assumption, saying these 3 are special guests. Mary expounds on that, saying they're looking for a style that is in between the bridesmaid and the mother of the bride look.
Can we just keep the mother of the bride look out of it?
They want to stand out. They don't want to look, I guess, matronly.
It would be hilarious if they came in and they said to Robyn, and are these your 3 mothers? Thereby assuming that they're both much older and, in fact, polygamists.
So it's a lose-lose. We see Mary trying out a lime green dress. It was reminiscent of her commitment ceremony dress that was also a chartreuse color.
It brought out the red in Mary's skin. Not super flattering.
How does color tones work for clothes? You need to wear the complement of your skin tone?
No, if you wear the complement of your skin tone, it'll make it more obvious.
Oh, okay. So what should she have?
Not that color.
Okay. Going back to the dress fitting. Christine pretends to be a belle in an A-line shaped dress. She's like, ding dong. Janelle conveys to Robyn that she wants a style with a lower waistline due to not wanting to feel uncomfortable for the entirety of the party.
Understandable.
It's finally Robyn's turn. We see the two-faced woman in action, asking one of the employees to help on her dress. At this point, all the adults seem to be optimistic about this change. Mary expresses that after this wedding, there will be a shift that will smooth over into a new normal. Christine agrees, saying it'll not be how it was before. She doesn't know what the future looks like. Robyn pretends to be interested in a dress displayed on a mannequin. She spreads out the skirt and inspects what the inside looks like. She does her own version of a runway show where she tries on a few styles in front of all the women. In his talking head, Kody comments that this experience is a roller coaster ride that is exciting and scary. We get to the most scary part of this ordeal. Kody's special bomb. Surprise! He picked the dress. He went to the store with Robyn without any of his wives in tow and picked the dress of his dreams. This goes over as well as you would think. Christine gets up and walks off. I think in the book, she didn't come back and film the rest of the interview for at least 3 days. Everyone had to wear the same clothes they were wearing to make it seem as if she returned after a 20-minute break. I tried to find the exact paragraph of where it said that, but I couldn't. So let me know what chapter that was in, for those of you who've also read the book. Mary labels the debacle as a slap in the face. Janelle thought Kody and Robyn were being duplicitous to orchestrate this fake dress shopping experience. And Christine tells Kody that he didn't come off as funny and that he looked like an idiot. After all these negative reactions, Kody and Robyn give their own version of an apology. In other words, they don't. Even 13 to 14 years after this event, they still think they did nothing wrong.
Did you really?
I picked the dress.
No, we didn't. Kody and I didn't do anything wrong with him. He didn't pick the dress. Kody gave his input and he told me what he liked, but I ultimately made the decision.
I mean, like, I knew what I wanted her to wear from the very beginning. And why my wives were out picking the dress without me, it was something I wanted to be involved with. And Christine was upset that I didn't want to be involved with her dress. And the problem with the whole experience that I had with Christine was I didn't really want to be married to her.
It was a move on Kody's part, like it really was. But maybe that was the beginning of some shows of favoritism.
Robyn, Kody literally said he picked the dress. I don't understand. Why would you say you did nothing wrong whilst trying to keep it a secret? Especially when your husband verbatim said he enthusiastically picked out your dress because he loved you more. The fact you're trying to hide it means you know you're being dishonest and that you are wrong.
Watching their reactions is painful. Like, really painful.
Christine was very upset, obviously. When she says, spit it out, let's hear it or something, and Kody says, I picked the dress, you can see in real time her eyes just glazing over.
As you're watching it, you can pause it at the exact second that her heart shatters. It reminded me of a scene from The Simpsons.
Now you listen to me. I don't like you. I never liked you. And the only reason I gave you that stupid Valentine is because nobody else would. Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Yeah, because Christine does say in the look back that that's when she knew that Kody loved Robyn more than her. I know technically Kody does apologize, saying he could be less of a chump and more of a man as the episode closes, but that doesn't count because he clearly takes it back a decade and a half later, saying Christine was wrong for being jealous.
His apology is fake as hell.
In this moment, Christine is being very graceful about the fiasco. Like many, many times, she says she needs to be a better sister wife as long as she knows Kody is doing his part. She goes, you can step it up. You've chosen this. We've chosen you. We expect more. You do have what it takes, and that's why we chose you. And I need you to step it up because you can. I will do the same.
It's too rehearsed. It's too fake. It's too unbelievably naive of Christine that she thinks that Kody's going to change. Christine knows at this point that Kody doesn't love her like he loves Robyn.
And also, during the 3 days that she had to cool down, she might have been, what's the word? Censured by Kody. This is not keeping sweet.
I think all of them could have gotten on Christine's case. They said, oh, we're doing this for polygamy.
Yeah, we're trying to make this look good. And here you are, walking off and making our family look unhealthy.
Even at this point, all of them are collaborators in this lie that polygamy somehow works.
Ending thoughts?
I thought that Robyn was very fascinating in this episode. She seemed multifaceted. She, from the beginning, is making a very real effort to involve the sister wives, the OG3, in the wedding. She doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, she could have just been like all the other polygamist women that she has interacted with.
Yeah, she could have. But she does. She goes the extra mile to involve them. And you can see that even though she is going the extra mile, the OG3 are being snippety the whole time. All of them are. They're complaining about this. They're complaining about that.
Wait, what were they complaining? The only one who was complaining was Mary.
Mary complained. Janelle was complaining about how she doesn't like receptions. And then Robyn was trying to be
the go-to gal.
Yeah, she was trying to be pleasant about it. She was being the go-to gal, right? And it was impressive how much patience she was having. But she encounters an issue, and that is that
Kody is a blabbermouth.
Yeah.
Again, she's trying to have her cake and eat it too, and the whole wedding preparation experience could have gone on without a hitch, but Kody just had to make it about himself. I'm not trying to say it's good to be omitting things from those that love you or stuff like that.
But people could have all felt validated if Kody had just shut up.
Because she was trying to
make everyone feel special.
Which, after the dress incident, she realized that that's an impossibility. I can't make Kody and the sister wives happy.
Yes, because Kody is unnegotiably a... I was thinking, if the family actually wanted everyone else to be happy and to remain a functional unit, Robyn could have been a very strong advocate for the family. But it became clear in this episode that that's not possible because Kody doesn't care about the family and Robyn
only cares about
Kody. She can't placate the wives and Kody.
So she had to choose.
And she picked Kody because at the end of the day, who also was the most snippety? It was the OG wives. Whereas Kody loved everything that Robyn was doing. And so I feel like the stupid dress thing
was her first experience of, I don't think I can endure this for eternity.
It's not sustainable. The way that I referred to the dress fiasco is as
Schrodinger's dress.
Yeah, Schrodinger's dress. If you don't open the box and see that it was Kody, or you don't see that it was the wives, then everybody just assumes that they were the ones that helped pick the dress. The only issue there is that Kody was in on the fact that they were lying to the other sister wives. If she had lied to Kody and said, yeah, you totally picked the dress, and then lied to these people and also said, you totally picked the dress, I guess that is possible that could have happened. But anyway, yes, I
don't think so, because then they have to come into the confessional and discuss it.
Oh,
so one of these parties has to be compliant with what the narrative is.
And then Angie brought up the point that she thought that Kody was getting off on the idea of tricking the wives. It wasn't enough that he was involved and he, like a small child, was saying, look at me, I did that, I'm so great. He had to be, I knew the truth and you guys were lied to. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, because I don't know if he's just a sociopath or maybe he just doesn't know social cues or what's appropriate, because obviously the wedding dress experience was a bonding moment for all the women. And two, traditionally, the bride isn't supposed to be seen in her wedding dress to the groom before the ceremony. And so for Kody to say, I don't think it's fair for me to not be involved in it, either shows real ignorance or he just, I don't know why he was so enthusiastic, other than the fact that he wanted to do this relationship right. He said that before in the last season where he's like, I treat Saul and Ari better because I want to be the dad I could never be to these other 16 kids. And so he's like, I want to be the husband I could never be in these initial experiences to Robyn.
The other thing that I remember that I had said while we were watching was, if I was, God forbid, a polygamist setting up a wedding like this,
you would be walking on eggshells.
Yes, for everything, because I don't know what is going to set off any of my wives. They don't like these wine glasses. Why? Because I didn't get wine glasses, or I didn't get good wine, or I didn't get wine at all, or it reminded me of the thing that your aunt said during the wedding, or I don't like this color, or that's my favorite flower. Why are you doing my favorite flower for her wedding? Does that mean you don't love me? Or, oh, she looks so much hotter than I did in my dress. Do you want to do it with her more than you wanted to do it with me? And
I think Kody has had dozens or hundreds of experiences where the wives might have complained about all these seemingly small things. But again, I think his reaction to all of those is, like we've seen in the look back, you're just being jealous. You need to straighten yourself out so you can be a better sister wife.
if I was in that situation, I would just put my fingers in my ears and go la 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 and not do any of it, not involve myself in any of it. Mm-hmm. How has this guy done this? And this should be obvious, right?
That you have to distance yourself from the wedding or else everybody's going to get mad at you.
The wedding is the most obvious way to officiate the fact that you love this wife more than the others because of all the evidence. Anyway, this episode was kind of hard to watch because of that.
Yeah. Can we have a summary?
Robyn takes the OG wives out to involve them in planning her wedding, only for Kody to show up at the end and say, "It was all about me all along."
I think that's good. Just one sentence.
Yeah.
This episode was probably a high point of most of the entire series, and it's only the 6th episode.
Also, in one of the scenes, they knock the camera a little bit and they keep it in.
Well, that's because Janelle was talking during that, and Janelle probably said, "I'm not redoing that take."
Janelle's probably a diva. She probably says, "I said it once. If you missed it, you missed it."
So it was very subtle. Most people would not have noticed that. Thank you for watching. I think I will do the season finale, and I will upload that in 2 weeks. And then after that will be the premiere of season 19. And I think that's the schedule for now.
All right.
Okay, so thanks for making it to the end. Bye.